Well, hello and welcome to the most special 3 o'clock Room Junkie Live. Today is going to be a very different sort of a live, a very different sort of an agenda. And I have the happiest smile on my face because today I am going to be showcasing the Wild Atlantic Camp in Creeslough in Donegal. You know that 2 weeks ago I had the most magical day in Harvey's Point. I had my Finding Your Fabulous event in Harvey's Point, where so many women came from all over the country, and we truly had an incredibly inspirational day of motivation, mindset, confidence building, everything that you would want from a day. And that day didn't happen without help. And I had lots of help from sponsors who enabled me to have this incredible day in Harvey's Point. And every single sponsor that I had, I deliberately picked them, just as I handpicked my speakers, I deliberately picked my sponsors. I wanted my sponsors to be people that I absolutely love from the bottom of my heart, that I'm so proud to be associated with. These are companies and businesses that I would shout about from the rooftops when they weren't in the room. And I'm sure I've often done this. So Wild Atlantic Camp, which is owned by the Rorty family in Creeslough, certainly hits the top of that bill. I have a long design association with the Rorty family, and I was privileged and proud to be appointed the interior designer of the gorgeous pods which have happened over the last couple of years in the Wild Atlantic Camp in Creeslough. So come in and tell me where you are in the world, and tell me if you've got snow or if you've got sunshine. I actually have glorious sunshine today, so I'm really happy about that. But I can tell you that without Lorcan's generous sponsorship, I couldn't have held that day in Harvey's Point that you all enjoyed. So this, to me, the Wild Atlantic Camp is a little treasure in the middle of Creeslough. And it actually amazes me sometimes, this born and rare Donegal girl has so many friends who said to me, you know, Anne, I've never been to Donegal. And once you get there, and once you experience the magic of Donegal and all the beauty and the astounding natural beauty that is literally on the doorstep. So Wild Atlantic Camp it's an award-winning camp. It's the sort of place I wished was around when my boys were smaller, because Anna Daly was my MC and one of my speakers at the event in Harvey's Point, and we got a gorgeous photograph of myself and Anna in front of the Wild Atlantic Camp logo, because it was running all day long during the day. And she said, my God, my boys would love this. You know, she could bring them, because Wild Atlantic Camp, it's no wonder it's won so many awards. It is just no wonder. I think Lorcan is somebody with incredible vision, and he just doesn't have the vision. He's a doer, and he just gets it done, and he doesn't cut corners, and he has very high standards, and that's evident in every single aspect of Wild Atlantic Camp. So it started in 2013. Lorcan bought Rose's Bar first, and then the camp started up in 2013. So it's almost 10 years in the go, and it's certainly evolved and improved as the years go by. But let me just show you some of these gorgeous photographs, and I'm so proud of them, I have to say, because I can remember when Lorcan asked me, sorry, I've lost my cursor for a minute. When Lorcan asked me to design the camps, he said, I want something that resembles a boutique hotel that's very high spec, that has a kitchen, um, high spec bathrooms, accommodation, seating accommodation, and dining accommodation for 4 people. And it's 19 square meters in size. I was never more challenged with anything in my life. It became one of my pet projects. So if you haven't ever been to Donegal, you just literally put Creeslough in the map and you head off to Donegal. So here, these are the pods that I designed, and these are other cabins that he has. So there are glamping villas, there's cabins, there's pods. It's a beautiful, generous site, absolutely gorgeous, with every amenity that you could possibly need there. There's a children's playground, there's a tennis court, there's an AstroTurf pitch, which my boys would have loved. AstroTurf was a big part of their life growing up, I can tell you. There's even foot golf. There's a laundry on site. Hi, Jane. You'll have to come down from Dublin and visit Creeslough. There's a laundry on site. There are food options. So you've got the gorgeous Happy Camper, where you can get your coffees and your snacks and your lunches and your pancakes. There's a coffee pod with really, really super quality coffee. And of course, it's Rose's Bar up the road, which is renowned for its really, really well priced and very, very high quality food. So this is one of my little pods, which I absolutely adore. And you know what? I've never stayed in one, and I need to sort that out. I need to go and stay there, because so many of my friends have stayed there, People have stayed there with their kids. People have brought their grandchildren. You've got multi-generational families coming, friends coming, girlfriends coming, lads coming for the weekend, for a couple of days, maybe playing golf. Um, and it's just so contemporary and so gorgeous and luxurious and uplifting. I use lots and lots of color here because the whole vibe around the Wild Atlantic Camp is one of friendliness and inclusion and positivity and friendship and fun. And it's a joy to drive down there and hear all the children laughing and playing, and families sitting outside and having picnics and just having fun. You can see the accommodation there at the back. It's two-tiered accommodations. As long as your kids are old enough to sleep in a bunk bed, they can certainly be easily accommodated there. And it's just so plush and luxurious and comfortable and gorgeous. And I'm so incredibly proud of it. Let me just do this again. Okay. Okay, let me see. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. So, what have you got on the doorstep? You've got everything. You've got absolutely everything. And you know what the beauty of this, the location is so central because you've got Dunfanaghy up the road, minutes up the road, and Portnabla. With Dunfanaghy's got a golf course. You've got Portnabla with all those spectacular beaches. There are so many incredible beaches within a very short journey. So if you have small kids who don't like being in the car too long, you can get them to where you want to go very quickly. You've got the gorgeous village of Cranford and that beautiful boardwalk. You've got Glenveigh National Park. You have got Glenveigh Castle, you've got Doe Castle, you've got Ards Forest Park, where I would have spent lots of time with our boys when they were growing up, and you've got the beach down there and all those amazing walks and hikes. You've got cycle tracks, you've got the glorious, majestic Horn Head, you've got Sheephaven Bay. You know, it is no wonder that Wild Atlantic Camp has won so many awards because the location is spectacular, but the accommodation is spectacular as well. So, you know, when our kids were smaller, we would have spent a lot of time holidaying in France and campsites. I don't think there was any that actually has the same appeal to me that Wild Atlantic Camp has. And the fact that you don't have to drive, once you get there, you don't have to drive for a long drive to get to where you want to be, to see all of Donegal. You know, even to go over to my happy place, to drive from Creeslough over through Ardra and into Slieve League and into my little village of Carrick and onto Glencullen is all so doable. So there's so much on your doorstep and so much fun. And this is memories. I'm all about creating memories. When our boys were small, we invested always in holidays. I laugh and say we used to invest in cars too. They were a waste of money, but the holidays are the treasured memories that you have with your kids. And you know, maybe that you will start, hi Anne, it's a great spot. You are so right. It is the most glorious spot. My heart gladdens down there. There's a happiness and a joy and an activity. There's always a good vibe and I spent a lot of time there when I was designing the pods and obviously the cabins and the glamping huts, would that be the right word to use? Yurts? I'm not sure what the right term is, but they were all there beforehand. So when I was working away on the pods, there would have been people and families staying there, and you could just feel that palpable, fabulous energy is what I would call it. And to have this in the middle of our beautiful, glorious Donegal, you know, we're just so blessed. And I have to say, it was Lorcan's vision that created the space. And, you know, it's a wonderful place to go for a long weekend or for a summer holiday. But I would suspect, you know, I've actually put a link to the website here now in case I forget, because I don't want to do that. Yeah, there it goes. So the link is there. So if you're thinking about it, do check it out and check availability, because I can promise you, you will have a time and a memory that your kids will remember forever and ever and ever. There is a magic about Donegal. I don't know what it is, and I don't just say that because I'm a Donegal girl. Even Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, is there at the minute, and he seems to be tripping all over the country and enjoying all of the amenities that we've got. You know, there are so many. You know, you've got the Sleevely Distillery in Ardra, you've got the Crawley Distillery. I know these are not child friendly, but for the parents who wanted to go, or if you wanted to get away on your own for a weekend of culture, there's culture in Donegal. There's always music in Donegal. There's always live music. There's always traditional music. We've got the most amazing artists, you know, and art galleries, so that you could even combine a cultural bent to the outdoors living, because as a mother of sons, we always encouraged our boys to be outside, and nobody is going to be bored in the Wild Atlantic camp. I promise you, it's going to be one of those holidays where your kids will come back and there will have been no PlayStation, no online, but they're going to have every single minute of their day filled with activity. The accommodation is gorgeous. I always find that when our boys were of that age and our guys were into water sports, so your proximity to all the beaches and all the amenities, they can go kayaking, they can go sailing. There's so much that they can do. And I know that when our fellas were out in the sun and out in the, not always in the sun, that's why we had wetsuits. They ate really, really well. They ate really, really healthily. They slept really well. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. So I wanted to put it on the map because this is a company and a business and a family that I am so fond of. I genuinely am. And there was nobody supporting me on that day in Harvey's Point that I genuinely didn't have a very special bond with, a very special relationship with, because that's the energy that was there on the day. It was so genuine. It was so full of love and support. Hello, Anne. No sun here. Paul in Ireland is saying good afternoon, Anne, and sending me some shamrocks. And sure, it's nearly St. Patrick's Day now. Wouldn't that be some weekend to go down to Wild Atlantic Camp and have a bit of St. Patrick's Day fun? And it's over the weekend as well. But honestly, let me just show you again a few little photographs. These are not from the website. These are mine because these are my babies and I'm so proud of them. But you can see the spec is really contemporary, and this works particularly well with our Donegal landscape. There's something about uber contemporary homes in Donegal. They do nestle extremely well and are very compatible with that beautiful landscape that is, our rugged Donegal. And you can see there's an emphasis on light and aspect and pleasure and enjoyment and luxury and fun. And who doesn't want a bit of like luxury glamping? If you told me years ago, Anne, let's go camping, I can remember years and years ago going to Crete with my friends, and they said, Anne, bring a backpack. So I thought, right, I met them at Dublin Airport. I had borrowed a backpack and I came with my vanity case full of all my cosmetics and makeups. So if you told me about going glamping or camping, I would have said, don't think so. Well, I can tell you, I'm a total convert. You can have the luxury, you can have everything that you want, but still have that wonderful outdoor living and have your barbecue outside, or just grab something from the doorstep or go up to Rose's Bar. It's only a walk. You walk up there, you can have a glass of wine and a lovely dinner. And any photos of the interior? Yes, I do. Hang on a second. There's some. I deliberately embraced color in this interior. Most people in a small space would have put in a white kitchen. I wanted depth, so I wanted that dark kitchen. And I had two color schemes going. The accent here was orange. There's a big, massive upholstered headboard, very luxurious on the top bunk, which means that the kids could actually sit up there and play or watch the telly if they want to watch the telly. So that pod had the orange color scheme, and the other one had a green, very vibrant, very high energy, lots and lots of fun. So you can get a little glimpse of that. It's very small, but you can see a little bit. Maybe, you know what, if I do it this way, you'll see the photographs better. I think. Yes. So you can see lots of, high spec, good storage, very clever use of space. I don't think I've ever been prouder of anything in my life. Fun, energy, but homeliness as well. A lovely contemporary home from home in the most gorgeous setting that you could possibly wish for. And there's a full kitchen there as well. So if you did feel like cooking, you could certainly rustle up something quite easily and have it inside or have it outside. But yes, without a doubt, those pods were my treasures, my absolute treasures and joy. Let me go back to here. Okay. So I just wanted to do that. I wanted to give a shout out to Wild Atlantic Camp, and I will be giving a shout out to everybody who helped me on Monday. I'm going to be showcasing Sweet News and Killybegs. Bríd Duggan will be on. She's the public face that you all know and love from Sweet News. Sweet News, a friend of mine, Catherine Gallagher, who I went to boarding school, owns it, and it started off as a newsagent. It is now the most gorgeous lifestyle shop with home accessories and jewellery and handbags and throws and you name it. We'll be going through all of that on Monday, and you know what? We'll have loads and loads of Mother's Day gift ideas as well. And you could do worse and bring your mother to Wild Atlantic Camp as well. Get her away from the cooking and just have a little bit of fun in a gorgeous, beautiful countryside, but yet really contemporary, really luxurious, beautiful space. It looks beautiful. Thank you so much. It is beautiful, but don't take my word for it. Go on that website now. It's www.wildatlanticcamp.ie. Check it all out and make a booking. So listen, thank you so much for coming in and saying hello to me today, and for lots of you coming in on the replay. Will you send me a little hashtag replay as well? And I will share this with Wild Atlantic Camp too. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Wild Atlantic Camp. Thank you to Marissa and Lorcan Rorty, and thank you to all of you lovely people who are going to be going and staying there now and living the dream in Wild Atlantic Camp. So stay safe, stay fabulous. I'll talk to you very, very soon.